So this is the key on how to get daily sales for your business.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure back with a new video. And are you guys ready to learn how to turn your business into a profitable business? This is for those of you that are either already in business and you're trying to pass that break-even point, or those of you getting ready to start a business and you're trying to figure out, can you really make money off of it? Let's talk about how to turn your business into a money maker. And I'm gonna jump right into it because there's really one key thing that you should truly focus on in order to make sure you turn this business that you're starting up or you've already started into a money maker. We're trying to put money in the bank. And the number one way to turn your business into a profitable business is with your traffic. I don't know if you guys have heard the phrase, if you make enough attempts, you will succeed. Pretty much business is just a numbers game. You probably heard that too, where basically the more attempts you make, the higher your chances are to close a sale. That's going to be with almost any business, which is why I say business is pretty much just a numbers game. It's truly all about the numbers. So I want to focus first on traffic because I say that is the number one thing, but it's not just traffic. I have a few other things that can help you turn your business into a profit, but let's start with focusing on traffic. So basically, the more traffic you have to your website, the higher your chances are of receiving an order. And I know that probably sounds very obvious and you're like, okay, you need to know more. How do you get this traffic? Which I'm going to explain that in a minute, but let's set a quota first. How many visitors should you have on your website in order to turn your business profitable? Of course, the answer is always going to be, it really depends on your business, your type of clientele. Are they loyal? Are they new visitors? Are these reoccurring visitors? Of course, there's going to be variations there, but I'm still going to give you guys a number because that's what I do. I help you guys out. So I would say set your quota at about 6,000 visitors per month. And that number might seem huge, but it's not as big as you may think it is. That's truly only 200 people per day. So if you can get yourself to that 600 visitors per month, about 200 visitors per day, chances are you're at the quota where you should start receiving daily sales. Of course, that's never a guarantee because if there's issues with your website, like people are having a hard time navigating, you might get the visitors, but then they click right off. It could be product, the products that's available. It could be a number of things why people may not order, or you may not need 6,000 people. You can have 3,000 people in a month and still get daily sales depending on the clientele you have. So that number is not a guarantee, but let's set that as our quota for our reach. We want to try to reach 6,000 visitors per month, about 200 visitors per day, so that you can get those daily sales. See how the numbers are coming into play? Now, before I dive more into the numbers, let's talk about how you can get that traffic, because I'm sure you guys are wondering, well, how do you even get these 6,000 people to your website? I've done videos similar to this explaining, how to get the traffic, how to gain customers and all that stuff. I'll link a few down below, but really quick, just to go through a rundown of some different ways you can get visitors on your website. Of course, number one, social media. Engaging on social media and making sure there's a link available to drive customers to your website. Social media is gonna probably be your number one way. Number two, you'll have your SEO. That probably should be number one because that's the search engine optimization for your website. So this is definitely driving people to your website. So maybe SEO number one, social media number two. Then you have referrals. These really aren't in any specific order. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. But referrals, once you start getting those reoccurring customers, you can have people referred to your website. That's another way to get visitors. By networking, going to industry events, going to different shows, talking to people in general about your business, just network. And then of course you have the paid ads. You can do social media ads. You have Google ads. Putting ads out there to drive people to your website is a really good way of getting visitors. Of course, that's paid, it's not free. So you'll want to make sure you have a return on investment, meaning the amount of money you're putting into these ads are actually getting you the visitors and then hopefully turning those visitors into customers because you actually want to make money off of them. Please don't pay for ads and then you're not making any money off of them. Cut those ads as quickly as possible because now that means you're losing money. Look into brand ambassadors or paid partnerships. If you can partner up with some of these influencers and get your product out there, that is a really good way to drive traffic to your website as well. Remember, we're focusing on getting people to your website. Once we have them on the website, that's like a gold mine. Now we got to figure out how to lock them in. So that will be focusing on your website and, attracting those customers to actually add to cart and buy. But right now, we're focusing on getting them to the website. So doing those brand ambassadors to speak for your brand for you will drive traffic to your website. A lot of business owners tend to focus on getting new customers, which a lot of these ideas I've given you were to attract new people. But don't forget about your current customers or old customers. You'll want to retarget to those customers to bring them back because that's another visit to your website, which is another possibility of making a sale. They already know your website because they've been there before. So if they come back, chances are they are interested in shopping with you. So retargeting to current or old customers is definitely a go-to because you have a higher chance of getting money out of them than you do a new customer that has no idea who you are. And then of course, cold calling. Most of you have an online boutique and cold calling is not necessary for your business because who the heck are you calling? Like, you don't have a list of random people, to call. So I won't say cold calling per se, but you'll want to find customers that look like your ideal customers. And this can be through social media and engage with them on social media. It doesn't have to be like on your specific social media page. You can go to other social media pages in the industry, let's say like a stylist page where they just show like up and coming trends, and engage with the people there and try to attract some people to your brand as well. You can send out information. Like I used to send out messages through social media. You can send out flyers. There's different ways of doing the online version of cold calling, but try to reach those customers. If they're not coming to you, you go get them. Those are just a few ways to bring visitors to your website so that way you can hopefully turn them into a customer because we're trying to hit those 6,000 visitors per month. And now let's focus more back on those numbers because there's other numbers you want to pay attention to be sure that you can turn your business into a profitable business. Once you get a hang of focusing on your traffic and setting that quota for your traffic, you also want to look at the numbers for your inventory. So you want to control your inventory. The more inventory you're sitting on, the less profitable your business is. Not enough inventory in stock, the less profitable your business is. Having too much inventory, you'll sit there, it doesn't move, you have to mark it down. Even marking it down sometimes it still won't move. So now you're stuck because you pay for this product and you're not selling it. So of course you're not making a profit. Not having enough inventory can also be not profitable because people are demanding for this product and you don't have the supply. Now I will say having a higher demand and less supply is usually good, but also remember a lot of people tend to have a short attention span. So when they feel like you just never have enough of what they need, they'll go somewhere else and forget about you. So you want to be careful to control your inventory. If your numbers do not add up, it is really hard to succeed. Remember that. So the next numbers you'll want to pay attention to is your pricing. Pricing too high can be not profitable, but pricing too low definitely can also be not profitable. If your pricing is too high and people feel like they can go to a competitor and buy it, they're gonna go to them. Why buy from you when they can get it cheaper somewhere else? So you don't want to be too high because that leads you back to inventory control. We're gonna be stuck with product that people aren't buying because the price is too high. So the one way to avoid that is just to view your competition, see where they're selling at. Pricing too low is not enough money in it for you. People will buy it up and you may sell out quick, but you could have been making $10 off an item versus $2. So you want to pay attention to the competition. That also will affect your inventory too, because now you don't have enough inventory. So see how all these numbers relate? Business is just a numbers game. Like, pay attention to the numbers. But I have more numbers you need to pay attention to. The next thing you'll want to pay attention to is your overhead cost. You want to try to keep your overhead costs low. Too many expenses, definitely not profitable. Little to no expenses, surprisingly, that can also be not profitable. That would typically mean you don't have what you need to properly run your business, making it harder for you. So let's say you don't have enough shipping supplies, you don't have the boxes you need to ship, you don't have the tape to even close the boxes. You want to make sure you have your necessities, but don't overdo it and start adding on all these expenses you don't really need. And then for the last one, as far as this numbers game that we want to pay attention to, so that way you can be profitable too, balance your time. Too much time spent in one area means time lost to do other things, which can then become not profitable for you. Not enough time means not enough effort being put into it, so not profitable. Remember, time is money. I think we all know that. So you want to make sure you're dividing up your time properly with your business to make sure you cover all areas of your business, but also make sure to put in enough time for your business, because it's a business, not a hobby. So you want to make sure you're putting in as much effort as possible, but make sure to divide up your time properly. The only other tip I can really give you is be sure to always stay competitive or outdo your competition. Pay attention to their numbers too. With all of that said with this video, your main focus when trying to turn your business into a profitable business is to find and set those quotas. You notice every tip I gave, there was you can be too high, too low, too much, not enough. So you're trying to find that middle ground, your sweet spot, so that way you can turn your business into a money maker. Thank you for watching.